This podcast is all about Michal Spiczko, one of the finest American footballer from Poland and the captain of the Poland national Kabaddi team. He is one of those personalities because of which the seeds of Kabaddi got planted in the European continent. This is Michal Spiczko on the GROW KABADDI show. And all the Kabaddi fans, you guys are gonna love this one.
Michal Spiczko, sir. Namaste from India.
Namaste.
Absolute honor, absolute pleasure having you on the Grow Kabaddi show. And first of all, congratulations for again retaining the title of the European Kabaddi Championship.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you and talk about the sport we love.
I didn't think about this in 2016 when I actually saw you playing in the 2016 Kabaddi World Cup for Poland. Never thought that I would be speaking to you. One day. So many questions to ask to you, sir. So, thinking about the journey of Kabaddi in Poland, right from the establishment of it till now, if you had to summarize this entire journey into one paragraph, how would you do it?
It's always difficult to start a new sport from the scratch because nobody knew what is Kabaddi in 2015. So the journey began in just I think around three or 6 months before the World Cup, and I had to convince the players to switch from other sports because I was an American football player, and I said that there is a new sport and it's really interesting. So maybe we try, and I invite really physical players to join the team, and we watch the videos. We have a few friends from India who lived in Poland that day. So they joined the practices and they taught us how to play Kabaddi, and that was a crazy beginning. And 2016 was World Cup in 2016 was a great journey. We visited India. We played on a decent level. We were physical. We didn't have a lot of technique, of course, because we didn't have a time. But the experience was great. So we loved the sport. We loved the. We didn't expect that the Kabaddi is on such a huge level in India. So everyone was motivated, and we were thinking about Kabaddi very seriously. We started thinking about Kabaddi very seriously, and we had a few years. We stopped for a few years because we didn't know where to go. In the beginning, a lot of things can happen, so we didn't know what to do. But in the end of 2019, I met with president of International Kabaddi Federation in Jaipur. I was invited for conversations and to negotiations, and we were talking about the growth, Kabaddi growth in India, and we decided to start the cooperation. And everything started from like on a serious level. Everything started in 2019, of course. But unfortunately, COVID started in just a few months later. So when I was on my back trip to Poland, I called my friends from Poland, and I said, "Okay, I spoke with International Kabaddi Federation, and they want us as a leaders of Europe. They want us in the nearest World Cup, and they want to invest. They even they gave us mats for professional training. So we had everything to start being more and more professional. So this is the story of the team, and right now we have a few teams in Poland. We have referees, professional referees. We are starting trainings for coaches even. So there is a lot of areas. We started with the players, but right now we have referees, we have trainers, coaches, and probably we are thinking about the women team right now. So let's see what will happen in the future. So we started in 2016, and we went on a professional level on 2019. In the end of after my conversation with International Kabaddi Federation in Jaipur. Of course, then 2020 was a terrible year for every business, even business and sport business, and everyone suffered. But right now we are way stronger than we were two years ago. We have a lot of players, and right now we have open trainings because we played in European championships. We won this tournament, and so the crucial representation players have to chill and rest for a few weeks, and after that we so this is the great time for open practice. On every practice we have around 10 new players, 5-10 new players, so there is a lot of people who wants to join the team, try kabaddi, and yeah, it's I think it's a great time for kabaddi in Poland and Europe.
Sir, in India, there's a saying that, we say, whenever you are good into something, you just keep on doing that again and again, and you are just into it. And you are such an exceptional football player, American football player. And how was the scenario? Like, what happened, and how did you put your hands into kabaddi suddenly? Like, you were so good into that sport, and then you suddenly put your hands into kabaddi, a very different sport. Like, the aspects were same of both of the games. Like, it's both are the contact sport, there are a lot of techniques, skills which are pretty much similar, but still, it's a very different sport, and you were professional into a specific sport, and now you are again leading the whole nation into a different sport.
I think because few months before I even heard for the first time about kabaddi, I was thinking about the change in my life. So I was thinking maybe I should move somewhere else from Poland, because I wanna try something new. So I was thinking about the trip, maybe to thought about Asia at that time, and I was in this position during that time that I was thinking about the change in my life. And after a few weeks, someone called me and said, "Michael, there is a new sport, and because in American football we have a lot of players. Some people are 120 kilo, 130 kilo, and some others are smaller and quicker. And I am the smaller and quicker guy." So they talked to me, and they said, our team manager said that there is a new sport and maybe you should try it. And I said, maybe this is the opportunity. I just Google it, I check YouTube videos, and I thought, this is really nice sport because it's quick. We have a 2 halves, 20 minutes, and the game is on all the time. So I remember when I was showing this full match to my American football friends. They said, okay, just show me the full game, not only highlights. And I said, no, this is a full game, not highlights. So the action, the game is on all the time. So we love the intensity of this sport. So I thought, all right, India, I was in this good position. I mean, I was open for change at that time, and I thought that India can be a great destination for me. Sport looks really nice, so I didn't even think for a long time. So for me, it was like a super fast decision, like 30 minutes. I was okay. I'm ready to change something in my life. I like this sport. I like India. I want to it's totally new word for me. It was totally new word for me. So I want to check how to live in India.
So, I believe that everyone's born with a purpose, and everyone's life boils down to few purposes. What's the purpose of your life at this stage?
This is really interesting question. So I think asking myself this question every year and it's changing right now. So this is really philosophical and question. Right now I'm trying to be a little bit more focused on the people around me. So a few years ago, I was thinking about myself. So I was trying to be the best player. I wanted to be a stronger guy. And right now I'm focused on developing my teammates. So I don't think if I score 1 point or 10 or 20 or something more. I'm really happy when I see when new players are moving to the next level. So when they are developing. So I think my purpose of life, it's right now I want my players to be a better person and players at all. So I'm focused on developing other people. So this is what I enjoy, and I way better. So I think this is the answer.
Honest to God, I didn't follow the Pro Kabaddi that properly in the 2015-16. You were the first European Kabaddi player in the whole Pro Kabaddi League. That was really unique. And, but I have seen videos and I have read a lot of articles about that. When you were playing, you had a lot of fire. And even when you were playing, you were flamboyant, but you played with a lot of fire. And then over the years, you just kind of learned how to manage that fire even better. So would you agree on what I've just said? And so back in 2015-16, what was going through, what was going through your head, and compared to now, what are the changes?
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to play I played in the 1 or 2 matches during the Pro Kabaddi season 3, I think, or 2. So I was joining the team too late to join the training camp and have a chance to be a real player. So I knew that the only one thing I can do, not playing on the mat, it's to motivate other people. So because the motivation and your mental health is super important in Kabaddi. It's really important. You cannot just go full speed and don't think. You have to think all the time, and you have to be patient. So I think I have this fire in myself all the time, but I'm trying to be a little bit calmer and be aware of everything, because I'm the captain of the team right now. So I need to be aware how other people react. And when someone is on fire, some people just want to just tackle, and they don't care. So they just want to tackle. So I need to be a little bit calmer. So when I was playing 2015, 16, I wasn't that big. My awareness grew a lot. So for sure I have this fire, but I can control this fire way better than I did a few years ago. So this is the crucial change. I learned how to control this fire and control fire of other people during the game.
Yeah, pretty much, convinced on what you just said, because being as a captain, you have to, control yourself as well, because it's not only you. When you initiate a tackle, it's the whole team. It's the covers, the corners, all are going to just come and support you. And the whole team has faith in you. And, you can't just directly go. You have to think about a lot of aspects. and since it was a very newly introduced sport, so there used to be a lot of things going in your mind that time as well, right?
Exactly, exactly. So the playing in 2016, I wasn't aware of anything. It was like, okay, let's go, let's do it. Don't think too much, and be confident. Be aware that we are physical, and be aware that we are not technical guys. So, but our knowledge have grown in the previous in the last years. So we are aware of more details. We are thinking about how the foot should be, about the position of the foot, about the position of the other players. So it's like meditation. If you just calm yourself down, you are aware of more things around you, and if you are aware of more things, you and your team can be better. This is our motto, I think.
Yes,
of course,
definitely.
not everyone can be aware of everything. So we have some physical guys who wants to tackle, they wants to hit, and we need to calm them down and said, we are a team, we should be focused. And yeah, that's the way how we play.
So, sir, coming back to Pro Kabaddi again, you were the first European player played in the history of Pro Kabaddi. And so what were the things, you actually took from that? Because currently, after that, when you guys established the whole Polish Kabaddi Federation, when we say that we just put the roots of something, you were the main part of that thing. And you have got the experience of one of the world's biggest Kabaddi league, that's the Pro Kabaddi League. So what were the things you learned from there?
The biggest thing I've noticed is the respect to the mat. I think I was surprised, because when I was playing American football, we just ran to the field and were playing, and this huge respect to the mat and to the coach is the connection between player and the mat itself and the coach. It's a little bit different than in American football. There is a lot of respect in India. So I learned how to show the respect to the mat and to the coach and to the players, because it's a little bit different here in Poland. Maybe I'm not sure if it's true, but I think even players from team sports are focused on themselves when they are playing. And here I was really amazed how players are respecting the field and the coach and those rituals are very highly involved in Kabaddi, because in Poland American football is kind of religion, of course, for some people, but we don't have any rituals. So for sure in India there is a lot of more rituals, and it's more connected to the mentality and to the mentality. So this is the biggest thing I've learned. Of course, the Pro Kabaddi League it's not the one of the biggest league. It's the biggest league in the world. So it's the most popular with the best players, and this is super professional league. So it's in comparison to other like NBA, NFL. This is just professional league. So you can learn a lot about the organization, about the how refs are cooperating with each other, how media works. So you can learn a lot.
So when you were recruiting players, you just before a few minutes, you just told me that you were recruiting players from many different sports. mostly into body contact sport.
Exactly.
Mostly from the body contact sports. So while recruiting them, did you face any difficulty? Like it's pretty much kind of difficult to convince someone who is good into a specific game, and you tell them that you just try this one also. Please get into this. So did you face any difficulty while recruiting the players for the national Polish Kabaddi team?
It's no, we don't, because I think I think Kabaddi it's that sport can good physical things and mental things. So if you are a super professional wrestler, you cannot be a Kabaddi player and a wrestler. You should be focused on wrestling only. But even for really good wrestlers, train for sure. I have a really a nice example. A few years ago, one wrestling coach called me and asked for rules for Kabaddi, because he said that's a great opportunity for a warm-up, play Kabaddi for our young wrestlers. So they are adding Kabaddi as a part of the warm-up. So I think those sports can combine. So you can be an American football player and you can play Kabaddi, because there is a lot of stretching in Kabaddi. You have to be agile, and we add at least 15 minutes stretching, yoga time in the end of the practice. So it's for not 100% focused on one discipline person, a wrestler. You cannot switch to other sport. But sometimes it's even better to check something new and to make changes in your routine. So we don't face any difficulties to convince American football players to play Kabaddi. We have a judo players. We have a few wrestlers. We have one kickboxer. Of course, it's sometimes difficult because the position of the body is different. If you are good at kickboxing, it's difficult to change you because you have habits. But if you are more aware of your body, and it can influence you as a kickboxer. So if you will push yourself to be a good Kabaddi player, you increase your awareness of the body, and maybe you will be a better kickboxer even because you train Kabaddi. Because this is a super physical sport. You don't need to learn how to dribble or hit the ball or something. You have to be aware of your body, and you have to learn how to move, how to change your position, and this is a really important thing for every sport. So this is why other players are so open to Kabaddi, in my opinion.
Okay, so coming back to 2016 Kabaddi World Cup, you scored a total of about 48 points. If I'm not wrong, finally you got the fifth position of all-time top scoring players. So, and that's really great. And this was the time you had the most experience in the whole team, and you had the responsibility of all the young future champions of the Kabaddi team. So what was the mindset during before going for the World Cup? How did you train their minds? Because there's always you practice everything, you make your players comfortable, but there is this mental mental pressure going on. So how did you cope up with that?
I remember when I spoke with my my good friend. It was before even Pro Kabaddi. So, but it is connected to the World Cup as well. I was thinking a lot about how I will play, how I will live in India, what will happen. So I had a lot of things in my mind, and my friend just came to me and said, "Stop thinking about that. Just go and do it." And I thought, maybe this is the solution. So before World Cup, we were focused on every single practice. We spent, I think, 1 month practicing twice a day with the whole team. So we were focused only on the practice, on that moment. So if we are practicing right now, we are focused on that. And the training is over, we are focused on another training. And then after 1 month, we just told to ourselves, okay, we have to go to India, and we went to we did the same. We were focused. We were trying not to think about future matches, future practices, and think what will happen. But we were focused only on the next thing we have to do, or on the current practice. And I think we had a lot of players from American football, and we were so we were aware that we cannot think about everything, because if you are thinking about everything, you will be overwhelmed very well. So it's super difficult. And our American football coaches were saying, just focus on the one practice each time, not think about everything, because it will destroy your focus. So this is how we train, and there is no big pressure on us. So everyone knew that we are the beginners. We are new to the sport, and there was no pressure. And I said, I remember before one the game, I said to players, just relax and have fun. Just relax and have fun. Then be focused on the game and have fun. And that was it. There was no bad pressure on us, and we were enjoying this time. So I think this is the key solution for a new team, not to put the big pressure on themselves. And you saw we played first game against Kenya. Kenya had more experience than we, but they were scared before the first game against us. They were scared, but unfortunately they had a little bit more experience, and maybe they had more players in Pro Kabaddi. They played longer, and during the halftime there was a tie. I remember 22-22, I think, something like this. But I know that our team, we can be if we have more good opportunities to play internationally, for sure we can be one of the best teams in the world in a few years.
I have just noted down the whole journey of Poland, the whole 5 matches. So I'll just tell you once. The first match was Poland versus Kenya, where Kenya won by a good margin. That was 54-48, and by the end it was very close match. So somewhere it got slipped by the hands of the Poland team. This next match was Thailand versus Poland, where Poland lost by a very big margin of 65-25.
Yeah, that match was terrible.
And after that it was Poland versus Japan, where again it was a 10-point lead. Japan won by a 10-point lead, and after that, after these 3 matches, we saw the actual what is the exact gameplay of Poland team. It was US versus Poland, and that was a very big margin of 75-29. Poland team won. And it was, both of the nations were really new to this sport. but it was really a nail-biting experience to watch on when it was US versus Poland. So what were your views about that?
About the US team or the all four matches?
No, before the 3 matches, there were a lot of things going on. But as you just said that, you had this plan of, just enjoy the game and give your 100%. No worry about the results. And that's what the team did.
Maybe I will comment on every match. So we spoke about Kenya, Thailand. We were practicing too much, and we were super. We forgot about rest, and it was our 5th day in India, I think, and we were practicing like twice a day because we wanted to learn as much as possible, and we were exhausted during that match, and we didn't expect because physically Thailand, we were looking at them and thought, okay, they are small, probably we'll win easily, and we were too confident, and that was a huge mistake. And we had no power and stamina, and we were exhausted before the game. And that was the worst game we played during the World Cup. Japan, we really regret Japan. So we should win this game, in my opinion. We would win this time. But we had no experience, and they knew how to play kabaddi. They play kabaddi years before us, and they knew that we should, because we were not calm enough. So we are making too many mistakes. We were better physically. We had no experience, and we really regret that we lost this game. Really, it was like the mood after this match in the locker room was terrible. We were like, no, we should win. We should win. Why we did this? And after that we played against US, and there was a lot of we want to take a revenge. Everyone was like, God damn it, we lost against Japan, and we want to win badly. Because we want to show to the world that we are better. So we played full game, full speed, and we were having fun, like winning 50 points or something. So
it was 75-29. Yeah.
Yes, we were angry that time. The team was different. Maybe we should put more young players on the field. Maybe I should make better decisions. And you have to remember, we didn't have a good coach that time. It was our friend who was not experiencing in kabaddi, so we didn't have any support from coaching staff at that moment, because I was responsible for coaching and for playing. And if you have so many responsibilities, sometimes you forget about substitutions and giving a chance to others. So thanks. We had a lot of experienced players, not in kabaddi, but in sports. Some of them were saying, hey, maybe you should do this and this. And I was, thank you for advice. And we were making changes.
The most memorable moment in the history of whole kabaddi, when Poland defeated Iran in the last match.
So it was an important match for Iran. I think Fazl had a small arm injury during that game, and they were not focused. Iran is a great team. We have a lot of friends from Iran. We are in permanent contact with Iranian players. With me and especially Piotr Pamulak talks with Fazl till that day, and we are in the contact. So Fazl is recording his practices right now in in India and send it over to us. So we are really good friends. Polish and Iranian. Fazal even was in Poland a few years ago, and we are practicing together in Poland. So we are good friends after that match, and they were not focused, and we played full speed, and they didn't want to get injured because they wanted to prepare for the final games and semi-finals game. So yeah, we surprised the whole world, and we won that game. So I hope that we show that we have a lot of good players, really valuable players in Pro Kabaddi League. Unfortunately, we are still waiting for the opportunity to play in Pro Kabaddi. We have a lot of young and very motivated players and talented players who can be really good players even on a Pro Kabaddi level, but still waiting for the chances.
One last thing, sir. I would like you to give a message to all those, right now Kabaddi is still a growing sport in many international, Kabaddi is still going international. Like a lot of teams are there, but still it needs to be, it's still a growing sport. So
exactly.
And you are one of the person who is really responsible and who is really, really responsible for the name and fame the Polish Kabaddi Federation has currently. You have contributed a lot for this. So just for, another country who actually wants to, make their own team, they just want to step into this international phase of Kabaddi, what pieces of advice would you give to them?
I think it always takes time. So we have to be aware that we have to invest time in being a good sportsman and good teammate, and build. It takes time to build a good team. It's not like 1 month or 2 months. We have to invest a lot of time in that. So we should we should be motivated and don't lose motivation, because it was difficult for us as well when we had a lot of good signs that Kabaddi can grow, and COVID stopped everything. So we didn't give up. So we had this motivation in our heart, and we were practicing every single day. So we were enjoying this. So if we saw any obstacle in the future, we were thinking, okay, maybe there is an obstacle in the future, but I'm enjoying playing Kabaddi right now. And Kabaddi is really good sport. I mean, on any level, it's for fans to watch the game. It's super exciting. It's fast. It's quick. There is a lot of action over there, and it's good for players because they can grow on many levels. They have to focus on their mentality, on their physicalness. You have to stretch, and it's not like you can be a strong only and that's all. So Kabaddi allows you to grow on many levels. So the biggest motivation and the biggest thing I can say to other people who want to grow the sport, it's enjoy the sport and be aware. If you are playing Kabaddi, you're becoming a better person, and enjoy that time and that moment. And don't think about problems in the future. Maybe some events will be cancelled, or maybe you won't be invited on some events. But anyway, if you are practicing and doing it repeatedly let's say every single day, or every 2 days, or maybe once per week, if you are doing it repeatedly, you will be a better person in general. That's my message. To keep the motivation and enjoy the path, the path you are walking on. Because if you will do it for a few months, for a few years, you will be a better person and a better player.